All right, we're gonna try this green screen thing again. You probably won't work when it's black and white. Don't worry about that. It's Drewski McGillicuddy's Honey Boy movie review. Hey everybody, it's Drewski McGillicuddy, and I want to give a big, giant shout out to Cameron Scott because he was so generous as to bribe me with a Blu-ray copy of They Live if I told y'all about this fancy podcast you might be interested in, because if you like my channel, you would like maybe it's called the Not For Everyone podcast, and I know I sure am not for everyone, so if you think that you're one of those people that stuff ain't for, then you'll love the Not For Everyone podcast, which you can find on like Apple iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher. Here, I'll have it pop up where you can find this podcast. But without further ado, let's get on with the review. So, Peanut Butter Falcon, right? I love that movie, and I love Shia LaBeouf. And when he was on Hot Ones, talk about eating some hot wings, he had mentioned the fact that he was making a movie about his life. And sure enough, here comes a movie called Honey Boy from 2019 that like everybody slept on. Like nobody knew about this movie existing except for me, because I am a Shia LaBeouf fan. And this was actually written by Shia LaBeouf, and it's pretty much his life between Even Stevens and then whatever the hell movie he was making in 2005. But it's basically a story of him and his father. And I gotta tell you, he did a hell of a job writing this movie. He did a hell of a job portraying his father. And then the Alma, here, I'll have it pop up. Whoever this person is, she looks kind of goofy because I looked up her picture. She looks kind of goofy, but damn, she's a pretty good director. Apparently she made, never mind, we're not even gonna talk about that. But anyway, so the movie starts out, that's the thing. Before I even tell you how the movie starts out, it's practically two timelines simultaneously going on at once. Hopefully that doesn't screw up the green screen. I'll try to keep my hands here so that I don't ruin anything. But yeah, it's got two separate timelines. It's going on in 2005, and it's going on in no, that's not right at all. It's going on in 2005, and it's going on in 1995. So basically, it's mainly about him and his father living together in this motel during the time I suppose he's filming Even Stevens. But I remember Even Stevens coming on when I was in junior high, and I wasn't into junior high until like at least 1997. So I don't know. I'd have to actually look. I didn't bother to. If you want to be one of those people that goes and checks out my sources or whatever for me, because I can't be bothered to do such things. But that's beside the point. Basically, Shia LaBeouf plays his father, and then I can't remember the kid's name. This kid's really good too. I don't remember his name. And then it's got Lucas Hedges, who's been in like a lot of really good movies, like 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Manchester by the Sea, and then there was another one I can't remember. But this kid like is going play. He's like really, really good, and like the mannerisms that he did, like he doesn't always get it on point because there's like at the very beginning you hear he talks kind of how Shia LaBeouf talks, but like just the mannerisms and then the way he kind of carries himself. If you've seen like footage of Shia LaBeouf where he's not like in an actual interview and he's just his angrily self or whatever, this guy does a hell of a job portraying that. And then the kid, I mean, he's really like you feel for him because like a lot of people think Shia LaBeouf's just some asshole, but no, he's kind of some asshole, but you know, he's had a rough life according to this movie. You know, he spent a lot of time just living in a seedy motel so that he could have his father chaperone him. And like, you know, his father, I wouldn't want to say he's a complete piece of shit, but he's not like Father of the Year over here. And just, I don't know. I don't really want to spoil anything because this is one of those movies that like literally I've never heard anybody talk about. It just happened to pop on Amazon Prime last night, so I popped it in. But the relationship that he has between his father is just so frustrating, because it's like, they get along, but then again, they kind of clash a lot. But then the other funny thing is they live at the seedy motel, and I'm assuming they're prostitutes that live across the parking lot from him. And he befriends this, I guess she's a hooker, and like they kind of fall in love with one another, and it's kind of beautiful to watch, because like at first you're like, oh my god, what is this? Is what I think about to happen gonna happen? And then I'm not gonna tell you whether it does or doesn't. But you're like, okay. But like just how the two interact with one another it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. And I don't know what else to say other than it's kind of cool to look into an actor's life that started, from living in a seedy motel to, he's got to be a multi-millionaire now. Even though he's kind of sticks to the indies, and this is a very indie type movie, from like the directing or whatnot. Like, all the other directors' movies are pretty much indie films, and a lot of them are highly regarded. A lot like this should be, because this, it's a beautiful story. It's a true story. I don't know how. Some of the names have been changed, but I don't see why he would just throw. Because it's not like this movie's like super duper exciting or anything like that. But like I found myself captivated by just the characters in this movie, especially knowing that one of them was one of my favorite actors, Shia LaBeouf. He's one of my favorite actors. What can I say? You love him or hate him, you can't deny he gives a strong, commanding performance in everything he's ever been in. So, like even Transformers, even though the second one was kind of silly, but the first Transformers, you can't deny that's, some good stuff. Anyway, I don't want to ramble on too much, because like I said, I'm pretty sure a lot of you slept on Honey Boy from 2019, and it is now available on Amazon Prime. So if you have Amazon Prime, do yourself a favor and go watch it right now. That's the thing I came up with. I don't know. I'm trying to get better at this, everybody. Give me a fucking break, will ya? But yeah, if you've liked what you've seen here, please consider clicking that like button. There's also the subscribe, and you can comment, and maybe I'll comment back. And there's also like the social medias that I don't really get on there that much. But if you want to donate to my Patreon to help pay for a better green screen, because this one sucks. I should have listened to somebody else that I was talking to about green screens and said, oh, yeah, get this one. And I was like, oh, no, I'll save $10 and buy this piece of shit. Anyway, don't worry about that. Worry about seeing me next time, because we got some fun stuff coming up, because I'm starting to come out of my funk, I think. I don't know. We'll see how this video looks after I get it done and edited. Other than that, it's past my bedtime. Get the hell out.